guys, welcome back. This video is gonna be a little different for us. It's not not a trip to the park. It is a ride through of sorts.
Yeah.
It's more of a cautionary tale, advisement,
Don't be like this guy.
disability breakdown of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We're going to tell you our experience. We went a couple weeks ago, and hopefully, if this will be helpful to those of you with a disability or know somebody with a disability that's going to the park. You may decide that the ride's not for you based on what you're going to see in this video. First of all, we want to say that there are a lot of good things about this ride. It's visually beautiful.
Amazing.
It's the size of these rooms that you're going through in this trackless ride. It's in the colors and just the trackless movement, and it's just really cool. And I think that we both especially like this waterfall scene right here because it actually feels like you're going to go over a cliff. It's really weird. It's really trippy. Yeah. And then you go underwater. It's visually great, and we loved it for what it was. It's just where it's just the getting on and off of the ride and the accessibility that's a problem. So starting with getting on the ride and the accessibility, coming up to the ride, I thought it was going to be really accessible. The queue seemed really accessible. It's wide, big enough for the ECV and your wheelchair, and it was flat. We went through the lightning lane queue, but I think both that and the regular queue are accessible. And it's a beautiful queue, and you can
all the props.
Yeah,
are amazing.
It's great, and we didn't think that there was going to be any issue. And there is a separate loading for people with disabilities.
If you need more time.
They'll ask you if they feel like you need more time. Yeah. And this is the first tip off. Okay, so they asked us if we need more time. We said yes, and so they pointed towards this door. And then at that point, Ben's asking, hey, do you have an accessible vehicle?
And they said no. There's no accessible vehicle.
So that's where it was like, okay.
That's where it went off the rails.
You have an accessible loading area, but no accessible vehicle. So let's see how this goes. So they take you through this little doorway here.
It's a little backstage area.
A little backstage area. And then here to this, where they pull off one of the cars off of the track, the trackless track, to give you more time.
Yep.
So keeping in mind that anything that we're going to say negative about the disability accessibility has nothing to do with the cast members. They were awesome. They helped us as much as they could.
Awesome.
They offered whatever accessibility options that there were, which is limited, but it's not their fault. It has to do with the engineering of the ride. So coming up to the ride, I did not hear this until after when I was reviewing the video, but you see the cast member here offering Ben a step.
A step. It's about 8 inches down into the car.
Yeah, there is a step into the car. So she offered the step to make it 2 steps instead of 1 step. And, I don't fault her. She doesn't know his level of ability, but
she was doing her job.
But paralyzed guy over here can't move his legs. It's not going to matter 1 step, 10 steps, 5 steps. It's not going to matter,
No.
A step is a step, and he can't do it. He can't move his legs like that. And he has nothing to stand on, nothing to, he has nothing to hold himself up. So that was interesting. But he's telling her, that he can't use it, but I might be able to use it because I've used that kind of a step before in Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
So moving forward, you're going to see how Ben is able to get into the ride. Right there, you can kind of see the opening right there in the back seat and how narrow it is, and you're going to get a better look at how narrow this opening is. So if you have limited mobility of your legs, that's going to be, probably an issue. It was an issue for Ben.
It's about a foot.
It's a foot drop down into it, and you don't really have a lot of room to maneuver your legs. See?
Yep. Right
there, he's pulling himself in.
And that space is maybe about a foot across.
So if you don't have a lot of mobility, you don't have a lot of room to get yourself in there. Even on a bad day for me, it might be difficult for me to maneuver myself. I was okay, but yeah, maybe not on a bad day for me. So, knowing that, I thought, okay, we're never gonna do this again, because I know Ben was not feeling it after that.
I told her as soon as we got in and the car started to move, never again, never again.
Yeah. But little did we know that was not going to be the worst part of the accessibility experience.
It gets worse.
Yeah. Let's moving on to the disembarking portion of the ride. You know, you pull your chair up here. I'm trying to film it and kind of hold his chair for him.
And knowing that the door does not open.
There is no opening. Yeah, like we said, there is no accessibility to this ride except for that they pull off the car to the side.
Yeah.
So
to give you more time.
He's going from a lower point to having to lift himself up
to
where
higher
the platform
point.
is.
Yeah.
To get out, and so he's having to sit on the outside of the ride vehicle wall ledge there because there's just you have to get around this low seat. There's no way to get a transfer bench in there because it's of that the wall being there. And it doesn't open. No transfer bench. I guess to sit there, and what you're gonna see, you're not gonna be able to see it because I didn't catch it, but he does hit his head.
I hit my head.
Right there. Ben hit his head, and we're gonna show you in a second how he hit his head, so you can hopefully avoid that. But just the way that you have to get out of this and into a chair from a low point to a high point, and the way that you have to pivot your body, it's just not great.
It's kind of painful.
Yeah. And so you're going to see here in a second. He's going to show the cast member how he hit his head. And she's going to point to it right there.
Right there.
That is how he hit his head.
Right there on that.
Because he moved his head. He had to go like this to get out of the chair or out of the seat and into his chair. So this is what we want to show you. This is a picture of the ride vehicle for Rise of the Resistance.
There's a door.
There's a door there.
Right here.
So what we can't figure out is why they couldn't have built that into Runaway Railway.
Exactly.
Because then you can use a transfer board and transfer straight across if you need to.
And it's a small step up. And it is a little narrow, but I can get into it all day because this door opens.
And so I think that the worst part of it for me was the fact that if you saw our D23 video, we did spend a lengthy amount of time talking to an Imagineer that worked on Toontown.
Yes, we did.
And he pulled us aside and was talking to us and was very proud of the fact that all of Toontown is going to be totally disabled accessible for any kind of disability. It's going to be like barrier free. I was thinking in my head, I'm thinking, universal design, where anybody with any kind of level of ability can access his land. That's how he made it sound. And so I'm thinking, of course, that's going to include their big ride. But no. And so, it's very disappointing that it's pretty dangerous, actually, for some people, I would say, probably. So, I mean, you hit your head.
Friends of ours had even said that they saw a lady come out of it, and she was visibly upset.
And she was a wheelchair user, very upset. Yeah. So I can't think that and I've seen, in other disability forums having to do with Disney that other people are encountering this issue. I just don't understand why in 2023 they would make a ride like that. Has no accessibility in it at all. When you see Rise of the Resistance right here, almost exactly the same kind of ride. It's a trackless ride, and they can make the wall. They can pull out the wall and make it where you can slide in and use a transfer bench. I don't understand. I'm not even the one that went through this, and I was visibly upset.
I've never seen her that angry. Not even at me. Mm-hmm. She was bright red. Her blood pressure had gone up a few points.
Yeah.
She was mad for me.
Yeah, he hit his head. And yeah. This just cannot be a ride that we ever go on again. I may try it, if we're with a group of people, but I can't see him going on it again and risking injury again.
I'm not doing that again.
So that's why we want to bring this honest review to you, in case you're in this similar kind of situation and you don't have to go through this. We waited all day to go on this ride when it, first weekend we paid for the lightning lane, and waited a very long time. And so we didn't know anything about it, and the accessibility was so new. And so we're hoping that this kind of informs you, and so that you can make a choice for yourself about whether this is for you.
Yeah, and we also heard that it's ADA compliant.
Well, it should be.
That's not compliant.
What the Imagineer said that. Yeah, he basically was saying the whole land was going to be compliant, and
I'm just talking about the ride itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all should be.
Yeah.
But I don't see how
not.
that could be
That's
ADA
not.
compliant.
I don't know how that passed.
I get that other rides there are grandfathered in, and they have, there's certain things that we can't do at Disneyland. I know that the Main Street vehicles we can't do because there's steps.
Yep, and that's fine.
But I would not imagine in 2023 a brand new state of the art ride like that would not have any kind of accessibility built into it. And I'm sure a lot of you out there would not expect that either. That's why we want to bring this to you, so that you're not waiting all day like we did to get on a ride that is possibly dangerous for you or that you cannot enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hope that this has been informative for you. Our little rant here about this. We've been kind of saving this up. We really had to sit on it for a little while to kind of gather our thoughts, because we didn't want to have a knee-jerk reaction to it.
In a constructive way.
Yeah, and I didn't want to come on being as angry as I was when it first happened. It was not going to be good. So we hope this has been constructive and informative. If you like this video, please leave a comment and give it a thumbs up. And subscribe, turn on notifications.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
Please do.
Because about 60% of you are not subscribed. Mm-hmm. And thank you for watching.
We do. We hope this was helpful.
Yes, please. I'm still angry about it.
You have every right to be. You hit your head.
Sorry, I did hit my head. Yeah.
But with that, remember...
Adventure is out there.